All right, folks, we're going to get started. We have all our speakers ready and lined up here. All right. All right. Thank you all. Good morning. Thank you all for joining us here at the Tasker Morris Station. My name is Andrew Bush. I'm the Director of Media Relations at SEPTA, and it's going to be my honor today to introduce our guests and speakers. A major focus of SEPTA's capital improvement program is upgrading vehicles, stations, and other infrastructure so that we can provide accessible travel to all customers. That's exactly what has been achieved here at Tasker Morris, and I would now like to introduce SEPTA General Manager Scott Sauer to tell us more.
Thanks, Andrew, and good morning, everyone. What a great day to come out and actually talk about the great things that SEPTA can do when we're funded appropriately. We're excited to cut the ribbon here at Tasker Morris Station and celebrate the completion of SEPTA's newest accessibility project. I want to begin my remarks by thanking State Representatives Jordan Harris and Elizabeth Fiedler for joining us today, along with other advocates and guests. Your unwavering support for SEPTA is critical as we strive to provide safe, clean, reliable, and accessible service for our customers every day and build for the future. And we're honored to be joined by our great employees here at SEPTA that help make all this possible. They deliver the service every day safely and reliably for our customers. As most of you are well aware, in my short tenure as SEPTA's general manager, it's been eventful, to say the least. But this is my first time able to cut a ribbon in front of one of our stations after a tremendous project like this. So it's a special day for me, and I'm grateful to everyone who came out to join us. This project is an example of how we're making investments that will improve mobility, enhance access, and support the communities we serve. By providing elevator access from the street level to the mezzanine level, and then again from the mezzanine to the platform below, Tasker Morris Station is now fully compliant with the Americans with Disabilities Act. We've made important safety enhancements as well, including new lighting, signage, security cameras, guardrails, and handrails. With the completion of this project, now 50% of the stations on the B, formerly known as the Broad Street line, are now fully accessible. And the remaining stations are in various stages of design to also become compliant. This is a major achievement for SEPTA, and we thank the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania for helping to make this $19 million project a reality. We want to continue to prioritize station accessibility projects that make SEPTA easier to use for everyone, but we need funding to do so. Yesterday, our SEPTA board approved amendments that will allow us to balance our operating budgets this year and next. However, we're doing that by transferring capital funds, and that is not an ideal solution. As a result, we have to defer several projects, including the purchases of new buses and our Bristol Station Regional Rail Accessibility Project. These projects are just more on top of 44 projects that had already been paused to address a funding gap. And unfortunately, that includes several subway station renewal projects. Using capital funds for operations keeps us moving today, but it pushes these critical investments further down the road. SEPTA stands ready to continue working with leaders in Harrisburg to develop a long-term solution that addresses both our operating needs and the capital investments that are so critical to our future. And today, we see what's possible when we have that critical investment. The Tasker Morris Station welcomed its first customers nearly 90 years ago. Now it is renewed, fully accessible to all of our customers, and ready to serve this community well into the 21st century. My goal is to make SEPTA the public transit system that this region deserves, one where we can celebrate many more of these much-needed infrastructure upgrades in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you. As our general manager noted, support from the state was critical to moving this project forward. We're fortunate to have elected officials in our legislative delegation who are champions for SEPTA and our riders in Harrisburg. We are honored to have two of them with us here today. And now, please welcome Pennsylvania House Appropriations Committee Chairman Jordan Harris.
All right.
All right, good morning. Let's try that again. Good morning. All right, the more feedback y'all give, the quicker I talk. We can get out this cold. All right, no, I'm joking. Uh, Good morning. As said, I am State Representative Jordan Harris. I have the honor and privilege of serving my neighbors in South and Southwest Philly as State Representative of the 186th District and serving the Commonwealth as the Majority Chairman of the House Appropriations Committee. It is an honor to be here today with our great General Manager from SEPTA. Thank you, Scott, for the work that you do. But thank you also to all of the men and women who work for SEPTA and keep the southeastern region of this Commonwealth moving. Thank you for bearing with us over the last few months as we had some troublesome times in Harrisburg. And so let me talk about that real quick. What happened in Harrisburg is not a long-term funding solution for SEPTA. It is a short-term fix. We need our friends in the state Senate, the Republican-controlled state Senate, to do the work that is necessary to come up with a long-term solution to funding mass transit in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. This is not a partisan issue, but this is a people issue. And it should be noted that on 5 different occasions, myself and my colleagues voted to fully fund mass transit in this Commonwealth. And so when you look at this project today, I want everybody to be very clear. This is not a nice to have. This was a must have. And these type of projects cannot happen if we don't fully fund mass transit. Moving money from our capital to operational dollars stops us from doing projects like this. It keeps buses and trains that we know need to be fixed on the street. All right? So let's be very, very clear. While people may not be talking about it as they were a few months ago, we still need a long-term funding solution for mass transit in this Commonwealth. It's not about politics, but it is definitely about the people. And so we'll continue to fight and advocate for that in Harrisburg. I am also glad to be joined by my colleague, Representative Elizabeth Fiedler. Is it 184, Liz?
Yes, that's right.
So technically we're in the 184th district, but if you go across the street, you're in the 186th district. All right. So, I'm just saying. It's kind of like in the middle, but all right. Listen, this neighborhood means so much to me. This project is actually special. I literally grew up a few blocks away from here. My mother still lives at 17th and Dickinson in the house that she raised me in. So this is a subway station that I myself traveled as a young man. I used to go to Freedom Theater right at Broad and Master, and afterwards I would get on the sub and I would come right down Broad Street and I would get off right here, and then I would walk to my mother's house on 17th Street. So I know what this has looked like over the last 35 years that I've had to travel on the subway. I got my first library card from that library right across the street, and I owe some library fees, but I paid those fees years ago. But anyway, so this is my neighborhood. This is my community. And what I can tell you is that accessibility is only a luxury until you need it. And when I look at the seniors who use this subway, when I watch the mothers who are with their strollers coming up and down the steps, I understand why this project is important. When I watch people who use the subway as their lifeline, whether it's to go to the doctor, whether it's to go to school, whether it's to go to work, we understand why these type of projects are of value. So I am grateful that we were able to deliver more than $18.5 million or so from the state for this project. But make note, this is nice today, but if we do not have a fully funded mass transit system, projects like these will cease to exist. And that means that that mother is going to struggle, that father is going to struggle, that senior is going to struggle with accessibility. It means that folks may slow down on their way back and forth, travailing to work. It means that the economics of this Commonwealth is at hand. And so While I am so excited to cut this ribbon today, I want to remind folks that we still have work to do with regards to fully funding our mass transit in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Because as I started, I will finish. It's not about politics, but it is about the people. Thank you all so much for being here. And go on the other side to the 186th District. God bless.
Thank you, Chairman Harris. Before we move on, a couple of recognitions for our guests here. Ethel Waters, representing Senator Anthony Williams. Alfredo Chukiwara from the office of Senator Nikhil Saval. And Stefan Johnson from the office of Council President Kenyatta Johnson. And now I would like to introduce State Representative Elizabeth Fiedler.
Thank you. I'm State Rep Elizabeth Fiedler. It is so exciting to be here today to see this elevator. To see all of these improvements. And seriously, this is not just an elevator. You heard the chairman talk about it. We're talking here about people's ability to get to doctor's appointments, get to school, get to visit their friends and family, be able to get back to their houses. We have representatives here from the Business Improvement District and from the civic associations, and I think that really shows how important this station upgrade is, how meaningful it is, what a difference it's going to make in people's lives. The chairman mentioned the moms hauling the stroller up the stairs. I am one of those moms. I am the mom of some young kids, and I know what a difference this elevator will make for all of the parents who are just trying to get their kids to daycare, trying to get to doctor's appointments, trying to get to school. That sort of thing, as you've heard, should not be a luxury. We are excited to cut this ribbon. It is truly a huge deal for our neighborhood, for our business district, but it's something that we should all be able to count on. We should be able to use our mass transit system, and that should be available to everybody. Seniors, folks with disabilities, people with young children, and we are here to celebrate that today. As the chairman said, we continue to work very, very hard in Harrisburg to find a long-term funding solution for mass transit. And I think that we cannot lose sight of that. We are laser focused on it as a delegation and a caucus in Harrisburg, and making sure that mass transit continues to exist in our communities and be fully funded so that we can have more ribbon cuttings like this and reliable service for everybody to be able to get around. So again, thank you so much. Thank you for coming to the 184th District. All of our neighbors are so excited. I am grateful to SEPTA for making this project happen. I think it took about 3 years from the initial award to this day, which as someone who walks by here all the time felt like so long. Our neighbors have been waiting for this ribbon cutting, and now we are finally here today to make it happen. So thank you to everyone at SEPTA and to all the community members who are going to be able to use this station now. We are very, very excited. Thank you again.
Thank you. Before we move on to our last speaker, we have a couple of guests that we want to recognize. Sarah Strickland from East Passyunk Crossing, Katie Hanford from the East Passyunk Business Improvement District, and we also want to make sure that we recognize the folks who have done the work on the ground here, and that includes SEPTA's in-house forces from engineering, maintenance, and construction, along with our contractors, AP Construction, EJ Electric, Lima Company, and JMT. Let's give everybody a hand. SEPTA is proud to have the Tasker Morris Station serve patients and employees at Children's Hospital of Pennsylvania's South Philadelphia Primary Care Facility. And it's now my pleasure to introduce Peter Grohlman, Senior Vice President of External Affairs for CHOP.
Thank you so much, and I'm very proud to represent Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, or CHOP, today at this celebration. This is a major milestone, but I also have to say it represents the completion of the South Philadelphia Community Health and Literacy Center, which CHOP built in partnership with the City of Philadelphia, which opened in 2016. So this is the first facility of its kind, we believe, in the country, where you have a partnership between a children's hospital and a city to build something really remarkable. It has a library, it has a health center, city health center, it has a CHOP primary care practice and a playground and a rec center. It's really outstanding. But what was missing was a key component to making it accessible to all. And we're here today to celebrate the fact that we've now reached that milestone where this really truly is accessible to all. And the idea that whether you come in a stroller or a wheelchair, you will have access to a world-class facility that everybody deserves in their community. So this is something that we're very, very proud of. And then the last thing I'll say about SEPTA is it is the lifeblood of CHOP. It is the vehicle in which 4,000 employees come to work each and every day. These are people who do everything from separate conjoined twins to providing care to children with cancer and so much more in all the communities that we serve. And a world without SEPTA is a very dangerous world for our patients and for our employees. And this is why we will continue to work with our legislature, we'll work with our community, all of you, to ensure that we have a safe and healthy SEPTA for years to come. It's quite important to all the good things that we do at CHOP. So I really want to thank the team at SEPTA for making this accessible elevator and station possible. I don't know much about construction. I thought it only took about 6 months to get something from concept to fruition, but I got a good education from my friends in SEPTA very quickly about that. But again, I just want to thank them so much and thank all of you. Have a good day.